My name is Chris Ishler. I play a character called Old School. I work in various organizations, but I'm also the owner of Premier Promo Federation. But I'm also currently the APF World Heavyweight Champion, the Voice of Honor, King of Promos. I've won 28 world titles, 52 titles altogether. And this is getting to know Old School. When did it all begin? It was 2017. A place called Beyond the Belts. A good friend of mine, Stevie G, invited me over. Belt group. Thought it was really cool, because I collect championship belts, which these are all promo belts. They're not, federation belts like WWE, WCW. But I fell in love with the aspect of, I could be a champion. I could achieve a dream because I could necessarily not get in the ring as a professional wrestler, but I could become a career promo artist, in which I have done. 8 years later, still here, still getting it done. So that to me is what it's all about. The aesthetics of having fun in a world that a lot of people didn't believe we could have fun in, and be a character that we're not every day. That's the cool part of it. Um, do I have a favorite match? I don't know. Do I have, maybe a favorite rivalry? Probably King Dot, Merle McLennan. Me and him, we had a really cool rivalry. I went away for 6 months, kind of hid in the darkness. Part of the plan was me to be, removed from the organization and then come back and incite my revenge. So we told a cool story because it was almost a year until we went to Promo Mania. And I got my match for him for that brass knuckles title. You can kind of see in the picture back there. And I took it for the second time when everybody thought I couldn't. King Dot was undefeated, couldn't be beaten. I dethroned the King. That promo was one of my favorites. It's one of the first ones I ever did kind of a cinematic deal. We circled a bunch of vehicles around me, headlights on, vehicles running. I set a ladder up, put a crown on it, had a kendo stick. I mean, there was all kinds of dynamics. But what was fun was we told a cool story that everybody thought, would never come to fruition because they all thought that I was gone for real, that the owner hated me and didn't want me back there. But in light, hindsight was 2020. It's probably the best thing I ever did because I did go venture other places and win some titles out there, and it brought me back. And within 6 months of being back, I became the BTB World Heavyweight Champion. So I thank King Dot because I think he led me back to the promised land. Today's state of promos, man, 6 years ago, this was bumping. It was something that we all really had fun. We enjoyed doing. We were pretty much, everywhere, kicking ass, taking names. I'll say this. I think today's promo artists are very soft. And what I mean by soft is that they'll go cry to the owners. Oh, man, he's picking on me. They're bullies. Or they'll go to the owners and go, man, this guy I don't like him. He was real. Oh, my God, he went personal. And for some parts, hey, if you go personal, yeah, you deserve to get called out. But if you open something in a story and the person responds to that said statement, you got to own up to it. You got to be able to do it. I've had guys claim to do something or be something that they weren't, and I've called them out on it, and I've lost friends over it. Because don't say you were the first to do it. Don't claim to be the one that made it revolutionary or whatever. And that's no pun, no shot at no group. But don't say you're the one that created that style promo, because I mean, some of these guys that are stating that haven't been around since day one. And what I mean by day one for me was 2017 when BTB, the first ever promo group with first ever championship belts, was created. And then, of course, history takes place and the Voice of Honor is created. And Chris Nichols did some wonderful shit with that. And I love it. And that's why I'm their king of promos now, because I want to honor it. So for me, Promo world today is soft. Everybody wants the guys that aren't good to have a shot at being good or being champions or being the top draw. Listen, I'll say this. I've never been a participation trophy type of guy. Earn it, win it, and you can be it. Otherwise, do better. Because if you're not doing better and you're not putting in the work and you're not being a good promo artist, I mean, why do you deserve anything? So my opinion of today's promo world is the promo artists are soft. Even promo artists coming back to the promo realm are soft. They can't handle what a lot of us do. Factions in the promo realm. I mean, I've when I started in BTB, I was invited into the Money Mafia, which was probably the greatest faction of that era. Every title in BTB was held by us. We dominated. We learned off of each other. But currently, you've had some good factions or whatever going through the years. You had the faction; they were good. In BTB, War, they were pretty good. There's been so many in different places. But I'll say this right now. If you want to see a family, not a faction, if you want to see a group of guys that have each other's back, and give each other advice, and here's the biggest secret that a lot of people really just can't stand. The truth of the matter is we do not write each other's stuff. We have never. Some of the greatest talents in the promo realm are in the HHE, the Heavy Hitters Enterprise. And I'm not putting them over because this is an interview with me. I'm putting them over because they deserve it. The greatest collection of talent in the promo realm. If you go look right now, we hold a lot of championships in competitive judged groups because we don't do storyline. We don't go over to like IW and places like that because listen, I don't believe that Bob, who really doesn't have a good promo style, should beat a big sweet with a hypodermic needle or outside interference from his friends. And I don't believe in any of the storyline stuff. It's just never been something that excites me. I'm not not knocking them, hey, all to their own, but for me personally, I am not a storyline guy. I don't like kayfabe in that manner. You can have fun with a story, but I think in retrospect, the competitive nature, the judging, the winning a championship by your skill, that's the best way to go. Oh yeah, contrary to popular demand, I drink more than coffee. What do I think is the future of the promo realm? In the current state, with the current promo artist, only working in places where they feel like they have a chance of winning a championship, or feel like that, well, the owners are going to put them over because they're their buddies or they're their friends. That to me takes away from what we do. Premier Promo Federation for the last 4 years has been so damn awesome. 100% show up right every show. We don't have to beg anybody to show up. We don't have to beg them to hype. We don't have to do preview shows where we pump out reels and stuff. I just don't. I think it's this is a hobby. It's not a job. And for me, I want people to enjoy it and not think that they have to show up for work. Okay, but you must show up and put in the effort if you want to be somebody. And I see a lot of cats out there, man, that have, they've changed over the last couple months or years. Some of these cats had great effort when it was a different administration because they felt like that administration would put them over just because they showed up. You know what I mean? And now administration has changed. You got Promo Entertainment Network, APF, PPF, Voice of Honor. You got HSP, you got Foundation, you got WGP, you got a lot of great groups out there. Defiance, ran by Tom Stradamus. A lot of great groups out there, and they're ran differently, different flavors for different people. You know what I mean? So you have a broad horizon of places to go. So when you go to a group and it's like, oh, well, they don't want to put me over, and I'm showing up every day and doing what I think is great hypes. It could be because it's not their flavor. The group owners or the admins or whatever are knowing that their judges aren't going to buy into it. They don't believe that person is a person that their fan base or their judges are going to be like, woo, what a star. But you might go to a foundation or an HSP, and their judges may love the shit. They may think you're one of the greatest on the fucking planet, and that's why there's multitude of groups. So for me, if the promo world don't soon get it out of their head that they're owed something just because they show up, it'll die. It'll die very fast, quick, and in a hurry. What do I want to say in closing? The character Old School, a lot of people, you'll see guys cut promos talking about I'm an egomaniac, or, I think I'm promo Jesus or whatever. I've heard it all. Here's the thing that they can't do, and it's been a problem for years in this game we play. They can't decipher real life from promo. And to me, if you don't separate the two, it's going to be a long road for you. You're going to have to go to groups that do the same thing and believe the same beliefs you do. Because if you go to certain groups that don't believe that Chris Ishler and Old School are the same fucking person, and that's how they live their life, I'm very proud of my accomplishments. I hang them up in my office. And yeah, I mean, I cut podcasts. I do a lot of things during the day that don't deal with the promo world. I have other things that I am into. But if this is all you have, and this is what you base fun on, man, you should really learn the differentials in the characters and the person behind the characters. I've had instances where people are like, oh, you're a piece of shit. You just don't like this guy, or you don't like that guy. No. Let's clear it up. I don't like the character. The person behind the scenes I talk to every day or have fun with, or I get to know them. But for me, you walk out here and say, oh, well, that Old School guy, he's a toxic son of a bitch. You fucking right he is. You're fucking right he is. Chris Ishler ain't. That's why PPF's so successful. I don't bullshit my promo artists to tell them the truth. They ask me an opinion, I give it to them. I don't go, oh man, one day you could be the greatest of all time. I tell them, you got to put in a lot of hard work, a lot more effort, and a better product than you've been doing. It's not toxic, folks. It's honesty. And a lot of people can't stand that. They're like, oh, that's wrong. That's rude. I don't believe that. I don't believe it's rude. I believe it's, truthful. Also, you get to these groups and you kind of butt heads with certain owners, and they'll message you up and say, hey, man, you talk shit about me. You talk shit about my group. And Old School talks shit about you in your group. You fucking right he did. He's going to continue to. But Chris has nothing in it. He don't really care. When I leave this camera, I've got things to do over here in the real world that are much more important than over here in the promo realm. Listen, bills don't pay themselves. You know what I mean? So me, I've got to concentrate on other things. I don't need to sit here and explain what I think of Old School, because guess what? The character I put out, I have zero regrets. I have zero regrets of anything I've ever said or ever done in the promo realm. Have I cut throats? Yes, I have. Have I done what I had to do to win championships? You're damn right I have. Because, to quote Scott Hall one more time, he said one time you can make money or make friends. He has plenty of friends, so he's going to make the money. I was told the same thing when I come to certain organizations. Man, you can make a lot of new friends or you can win the championship. And I'm going to win the championship because I don't need any more friends. I don't want any. So my final thought for this interview is, a lot of people out there want to talk mad shit and claim, that they could beat Old School, or they don't like Old School, or this or that. And listen, I don't see them anywhere. They're not confronting me. They're not on screen with me. So the way I look at it is, hey, we all have fucking dreams. You guys can dream in one hand and shit in the other one and see which one fills up first. Because I'm going to do everything in my power to prove that I'm still one of the greatest on the promo realm right now. And if you watch the future couple promos that are about to happen, APF, Voice of Honor, yeah, nobody's going to top what I do. And those guys are going to get upset, pissed off, and probably roam off. But I wish them the best in their future endeavors because it is what it is.